me know when we're on.
Okay, we're on. So, Joel, my first question for you is what brought you here to Occupy Portland in the first place?
Well, I've been interested in reinvigorating civilization in general for somewhere on the order of 25, 30 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly a whole bunch of other people are doing it too. So that seemed too big an opportunity to pass up.
Yeah. What is the most inspiring thing that you've seen during this movement?
I think actually what is inspiring about it is that it is not centralized. There is no one thing you point to and say, this is the center of all that's going on. You walk
Mm-hmm.
down this street here and you're going to find 20 or 30 centers before you get to the end of the block.
Yeah. And what is something or multiple things that you would like to see come out of the Occupy movement?
That's more with the Goals Committee, and oddly, that's exactly what I was just working on.
Okay.
One of the big things that is getting a lot of agreement is to do something about the problem of corporate personhood, with
Mm-hmm.
most of the sympathy being repealing it.
Mm-hmm.
The idea being that something isn't a person unless you can do something like throw it in jail if it does something wrong.
Right.
And if you go after a corporation, who is it that's going to jail because somebody did something wrong?
Mm-hmm. Is there anything that you'd like to have put out there since this video is going to be posted online for people to see?
I'm working on that myself right now. I think I've got the overall vision of Occupy reduced to 3 clear points.
Okay.
But that would take me about 5 minutes. I'm not sure how much time you have.
Go ahead.
Okay. The first of the points is that laissez-faire capitalism is analogous to Ebola. That an economic system is by definition a system for the distribution of goods and resources,
Mm-hmm.
which makes it analogous to the bloodstream in an animal.
Mm-hmm.
If a bloodstream has decided that its only purpose for existence is to see how much blood it can pump around how fast, that's more or less the definition of a hemorrhagic fever such as Ebola,
Mm-hmm.
which is almost invariably very messily fatal.
Mm-hmm.
This is not an argument against economic systems in general or against capitalism in specific. It's an argument against, very specifically, laissez-faire capitalism, the idea that there should be an absolute minimum of regulation.
Right.
The second point is that taking God out of law inevitably results in a bottom-up legal system. If we're no longer relying on supernatural beings on mountaintops to hand down our law to us on stone tablets, then you, sir, are every bit as good a source of law as some Supreme Court justice from 200 years ago. If that's the case, we have to have a legal system that takes into account that you may be making better law than what we already have on the books. So how do we deal with that? And we're exercising that now with things like the General Assembly, trying to figure out how to get everybody participating from the bottom up. The third point is radical responsibility. I believe it was back in the 1920s when Judge Learned Hand voiced in I believe it was a Supreme Court opinion that while you are legally bound to obey the letter of the law, if you can get away with violating the spirit, go right ahead. This is essentially codifying in case law the loophole hunting ethic. That if you can find a way to get through it, you're golden. The concept of radical responsibility is more akin to, I used to be a technical manager in the software industry. It's more akin to bug hunting, where somebody gets a little reward for finding a bug, but along with the reward comes the obligation to fix it. And I think those 3 points between them would sum up what Occupy is about.
That's great. I can tell you thought about it a lot.
I don't hear very much.
I can tell you thought about it a lot.
Yes.
So, okay, thank you very much.